Vocational life of ministry personnel. Looking at the division of roles and responsibilities between the regional councils and the Office of Vocation. Any path into ministry begins with a person considering their gifts, skills, and call to ministry leadership. Their discernment will involve encouragement and exploration. There are 3 paths to entering ministry in the United Church of Canada: candidacy pathway, mutual recognition, and the admission process. All 3 pathways include engagement with communities of faith in a variety of ways. Once the Office of Vocation determines that the requirements have been met, the person is ready to become ministry personnel of the United Church of Canada. Regional councils make sure the minister has a call or appointment to a community of faith or other recognized ministry. They also organize and host the Celebration of Ministries service. Diaconal and ordained ministers are commissioned and ordained to the United Church of Canada through the laying on of hands from that moment until death. Designated lay ministers are recognized in a leadership role for defined periods of time for defined forms of service, although some DLMs discern their call to ministry leadership as being until death. The Office of Vocation maintains the registry of accredited ministry personnel. Accreditation is linked to a minister's status. A minister must also be a member of a regional council. The Office of Vocation maintains ministry status. Regional councils maintain membership status. During the regular vocational life of a minister, several events may occur. The regional councils are responsible for the health, joy, and excellence in ministry practice. For it is within the regions that ministers live out their vocational call. This is how God's mission in the world is lived out. To be eligible for a call or appointment, a minister must have completed their mandatory trainings and have filed their annual declaration of criminal charges. Ministers may at various times take leaves. These should be discussed with their ministry and personnel committee and their regional council. It is important that the Office of Vocation be notified of these leaves, as the Office of Vocation maintains the ministry personnel record. For a sabbatical, it would be important to have a copy of the proposal and final report so that the learning from sabbaticals can be maximized. A minister who wishes to be placed on the discontinued service list, voluntary, should submit a written request to the Office of Vocation. If a formal written concern is raised about a minister, it is reviewed by the Response Committee as part of the Office of Vocation. The Response Committee will review the complaint and decide if it is something the Regional Council and the local Ministry and Personnel Committee can deal with, or if there needs to be a review of the minister's effectiveness. If a complaint falls under the sexual misconduct policy or the workplace harassment policy, the specific procedures related to those policies are enacted, which would include a formal investigation. A review of the community of faith is often completed as well to ensure that the whole picture is understood by the remedial committee. All of the reports, including the minister's story, are reviewed by the remedial committee, a committee of the Office of Vocation. If extreme egregious behavior is discovered, it is recommended that a formal hearing by the Board of Vocation happen immediately. Otherwise, the remedial committee would recommend a directed program for the minister. If the minister is unsuccessful in their completion of such a program, they would have a formal hearing by the Board of Vocation. If the minister successfully completes their directed program, they would return to good standing. Regional councils are responsible for supporting healthy pastoral relationships to ensure that God's mission in the world is lived out through health, joy, and excellence. During a minister's vocational life, they may become specialized. Interim ministers are designated through the credentialing committee. Interim ministers are then appointed within regional councils to communities of faith who need an interim minister. Educational supervisors are recognized by the credentialing committee and assigned by the candidacy boards. Ministers requiring marriage licenses who are not in a pastoral relationship need to be in a formal association with a community of faith, which the regional council confirms. When a minister begins drawing their pension, they need to notify the Pension and Benefits Department, the Office of Vocation, and their regional council. The regional council is responsible for celebrating their ministry life to that point and offering pastoral care during this time of transition. The Office of Vocation is responsible for maintaining the registry of accredited ministry personnel, including retired ordered ministers and sometimes retired designated lay ministers. When a minister dies, the Office of Vocation is responsible for the death notice, while their regional council is responsible for celebrating the minister's life in a community of faith and honoring that minister in memoriam at a regional council gathering. The regional councils and the Office of Vocation have differing responsibilities during the vocational life of ministry personnel. But when seen as a whole, the goal is to support faithful, well-equipped, effective ministry personnel so that God's mission in the world is lived out.